Hey everybody, okay, we just have to discuss some things about makeup. In particular, today we're going to talk about makeup trends that I'm super loving right now. There's lots that goes on the catwalks of the world. Instagram has its own makeup sort of trending, which sometimes can get quite weird. But for me, I just want to tell you about some of the makeup trends that I personally had been loving or picking up on or completely following this season. And the first one is going to be bold lips. I mean, hi, I love bold lips. I've never worn bold lips in my life. Probably has to do with the fact that my mom had always told me that, you know, with red lipstick, you look like a hooker. She just told that to me this past weekend, actually. But I have been loving bold lips. I've been wearing also dark lipstick, just like a statement lip. I think it's the easiest, the quickest, and the coolest way to elevate your entire look. And right now, bold lips are so in. And I've never worn bold lips in my life before, so this is quite a new endeavor for me. In the last maybe 6 months, I've basically started wearing bold lips, and it's been so fun. Next, we have bold shape lipstick application. Like in the 20s, they really emphasized the top bow of the top lip, and I think it looks really cool and cute and a little bit graphic. It gives like a 20s/60s vibe of this sort of pouty lip. I think it's a really flattering and cute shape, but I wouldn't do it by overdrawing the top. I do it by de-emphasizing the sides, so the top looks plumper, so that the lips in the center look quite pouty, and I just think it's a really fun look. It's been sort of all over the runways, and it's been really, really good to try. I think it's a wearable kind of trend. In my opinion, way more wearable than overdrawn lips. That stuff is just scary. Next, minimal eye makeup. You also see that I haven't been doing a ton of super smoky looks. I either go like daytime smoky, or I tend to just keep it quite minimal on the eyes, mostly probably because I've been doing the bolder lips often, and you don't want to have competing features that just can be a little bit too much. But I really have been enjoying minimal eye makeup. I'm not that person who particularly is excited about going mascara free, and that's definitely a look, and it can be a really cool look if everything else is like super minimal. You have glossy skin and bold lips. I think it looks really editorial and cool, but in real life I just have not. I've tried that look and I just haven't enjoyed it. I can show it to you guys one of these days, just sort of as a get ready with me when I'm not going anywhere, but I don't think it's a super wearable look. At least a coat of mascara. With a coat of mascara, it's all good. We're good. It's a really great look. But with like you know, without any definition to the eye, it just looks a little bit unbalanced. But minimal eye makeup is definitely a trend that I've been really liking. Next, natural feathery brows. Gone is the Instagram brow, gone is super defined, heavy brow, the boy brow or whatever, you know, just a natural feathery light, not overplucked, not overgrown, just normal brow is in, and I really like that because I think it's the most flattering look. I think your face can be a little bit unbalanced if you do overemphasize one feature over another. There needs to be some kind of a compromise on the face, and I think caterpillar brows are not necessarily the compromise. It's definitely, again, a look, and if it's intentionally done, it can be very cool and editorial, but I just don't know if it's necessarily most flattering. As we know, editorial looks are not necessarily, you know, the prettiest. They can just be cool and edgy, but not necessarily the prettiest. So natural feathery brows definitely get a thumbs up from me. Another cool, very nice trend that I think is quite wearable. I don't know if like the really metallic highlights are necessarily my favorite. I just sometimes, if it's not blended 100%, it looks a little bit harsh. It doesn't really emphasize features. It just makes you look a little bit fake. And that can, as well, like anything I'm mentioning here, be a look, but it's not my favorite look. What I like is the wet highlight. Wet dewy skin, like you just got out of the shower, or you're somewhere in tropics and the moisture is just settling onto your skin. I really like that wet, dewy skin look. I think it's super flattering, and it makes you look, again, if you're having like this bare face kind of no makeup, that is a kind of highlight that is super, super flattering. And I found that with powder products, I really can't achieve that. Powder products usually go just a little bit overboard in terms of metallic sheen. It can be cool and fun and very glossy and pretty and shiny. And I do use powder highlighters, but I think if you want that wet skin look, the cream highlighters are really what one can be after, and just because of the textures it being different, you know, powder versus cream really glides onto the skin, and it does remind you of the moisture because it is moisture sitting on your skin. So cream highlighters for that, really nice and wet looking creamy highlighters or liquid highlighters, I think are the best bet, and I've just been loving that wet skin look. Another trend that has been on and off around for a little bit is the glossy lids. And I love that look, but it's just not super wearable because a glossier lid just usually means that it's a cream or wet, some kind of a wet product on the lid, and it's just going to travel all over and sort of wear off super fast. But I have been enjoying very, very, very finely milled highlights, powder highlights over the lid, because they don't quite give you the glossy look, but they do give you this shiny, smooth, shiny, reflective look, which kind of passes for me for a glossy look on the lid. You just have to find the right tone for your skin tone so that it doesn't necessarily change the coloring of your lid. It just gives you that sheen on the eyelid, and I've been really liking that look. I think it's super flattering. Another look that I've been enjoying for eyes is a wash of color one shadow look. And we all know that, you know, you can sculpt out your eye, you can do all kinds of cut crease, crazy graphic drawings and cool effects on your eye, and that's very interesting. But I've really been liking this hazy smokiness that comes from just one shadow over the lid and the crease kind of look, and I'll make a separate video with some of the shadows that I love to use for that as a one look shadow, because it's fast, it's easy, and if you choose the right tone and the right texture of the shadow, it looks fantastic. It looks very effortless, very clean, and again, part of that sort of minimal eye makeup look, without much fuss, without carving things out, without, you know, really employing 15,000 brushes in one look. So I think it's a really cool look, and I think it's gonna stick around for a while just because of the ease and the effortless nature of the look. And the last one is a surprise to myself, and it is red eyeshadow. I've recently purchased this particular Dior Quint with a red eyeshadow. I was never the one to buy the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I haven't bought any of those like warm rusty palettes because I don't actually like rusty colors on me all that much, but I do like the red because the red contrasts with green eyes very, very nicely. So it does give you lots of contrast. It makes your eyes pop. Easy to make yourself look sick with a red shadow, but if done in a not very invasive manner, it can create quite a cool contrasted look. And I did tend to like it, actually. I surprised myself. I didn't really expect myself to like it. However, I don't think you need like a million red shadows. All you need is like one red shade, and you can mix it in and match it with the rest of your makeup. So I actually wouldn't probably invest in a super extensive red-based palette like the Natasha Denona or the Huda Beauty. They recently released very red-based palettes. I probably wouldn't go there because, in my opinion, red pigment, if you get the right shade of red, it can be just mixed with the rest of your shadows to create such a variety of looks. And it's really an accent color, and you don't need a slight variation of red in like 15 shadows necessarily, if you just want to stick to just using it as a fun accent, as a trendy thing, and you're not a makeup artist, or you're not creating very complicated looks, just like myself. Those are the makeup trends that I've been really enjoying recently. Are there any that you think are very wearable or cool or totally doable for everyday life? And if so, What are they, and do you agree with my picks for wearable cool trends in makeup that we can all basically utilize it because they're not super complex and they're easy to pull off. So let me know what you think. I hope you have a good day. See you guys later. Bye bye.